Hello and thank you for joining me today. Well, this is the Wednesday, May the 20th edition of our video devotionals, and we appreciate you being with us today and hope your Wednesday's going well. It is the middle part of the work week and middle part of the school week, and here we are. And of course, it's for our area, definitely has warmed up. Now, if you watch these on a regular basis, you know that Monday and Tuesday we did not have any videos up, and we had mentioned on Friday that would be the case more than likely, and that of course worked out that way. But we were able to go Sunday night, leave after our church service and get to Christy's mom and dad just shortly before 12 o'clock, stayed up just a little bit. Then the next day, Monday, was Christy's dad's birthday. He turned 81, so was able to spend a happy birthday with him and, of course, her mother, too, and was able to buy some hanging plants and plant some in planters and boxes, and that was kind of his birthday gift from us. And, of course, there were some other plants that had already been purchased. We planted those. And then we got a few more. So otherwise, he had a good birthday, and we had a good time. Then we left Tuesday, yesterday, about 10 or so, 10:15, stopped by another relative's house on the way out and spent a little bit of time there, then hit the road, got back home just around 4 o'clock yesterday. So that being said, we're back in the saddle again, as they say. And it is Wednesday. Also means it's church time. Be in your places in church, if at all possible. All right, 1 Kings chapter 15, we're going to read verses 7 through 13, give you something here that we believe will be of help to you and I, and that's, of course, the idea, right? Okay. All right, so notice 1 Kings chapter 15, verse 7, it says, "Now the rest of the acts of Abijam and all that he did, are they not written in the book of the Chronicles of the kings of Judah? And there was war between Abijam and Jeroboam. And Abijam slept with his fathers, and they buried him in the city of David, and Asa his son reigned in his stead. And in the 20th year of Jeroboam king of Israel reigned Asa over Judah, and 41 years reigned he in Jerusalem, and his mother's name was Maacah, the daughter of Abishalom." Now notice verse 11. "And Asa did that which was right in the eyes of the Lord, as did David his father. And he took away the Sodomites out of the land and removed all the idols that his fathers had made. And also Maacah, his mother, even her he removed from being queen, because she had made an idol in a grove. And Asa destroyed her idol and burned it by the brook Kidron." All right, so I'm going to stop right there. And just the point I want to make today is this. As I was looking at the genealogy here, and Asa, of course, is the person we're talking about. The Bible said in verse number 11, "And Asa did that which was right in the eyes of the Lord, as did David his father." Now we know in verse number 8, "And Abijam slept with his fathers, and they buried him in the city of David, and Asa his son reigned in his stead." So the language of the Bible often is talking about, when it says, in this case, Asa's father being David, not literally the biological father, but in that line, though, is what it's saying there. So here's how the line went. There's David, then Solomon, then Rehoboam, then Abijam, and then Asa. All these are the son of David, the son of Solomon, the son of Rehoboam, the son of Abijam, and then, of course, Asa. So we're talking about David was Asa's great-great-grandfather. Abijam was his father, Rehoboam his grandfather, and Solomon his great-grandfather. Now, his father Abijam, the Bible says, he walked in the sins of his father. So if I was to go back here and let's see here. I'm not going to read all of this. The point is, when you look at David, David was a man after God's own heart. God commended him. The Lord commended him for that. Solomon, of course, wisest man, short of Jesus Christ, but at the end of his days, of course, he allowed idolatry into his heart and into the kingdom. And the Lord said your kingdom would be divided. So in his son's day, Rehoboam, that was divided. Rehoboam was not a good king. Abijam certainly was not a good king. The Bible said he walked in the sins of his father, which was literally Rehoboam. And then we have Asa, and the Bible says Asa did that which was right in the eyes of the Lord, as did David his father. Now, very quickly, I just want to say this. Sometimes, when you've got families that have not lived a stellar life, have not lived a spiritual life, you know what? You don't have to follow that pattern. You can look back if it's possible and say, well, my grandfather, he lived for the Lord. Or I know my great-grandfather did. And you think about that, think about his pattern, think about the things as he lived for the Lord. So you know what? That'll be my pattern. Instead of saying my dad wasn't didn't do right. And the Bible speaks about people that do that. Well, you don't have to follow that particular pattern. You can follow the pattern that God sets out for you, which of course is no matter if you have no one in your family, you don't know of anybody. So I don't know of anybody I could pattern my life after. Well, you can pattern after the Bible. You can probably find somebody at your church, your pastor, somebody, and find a father type figure. As we know, Father's Day is coming up in June, and think about there are fathers who did not have children literally, but they're a fatherly figure in some way or another, and they give a good example of following the Lord. So the point is, Asa did not do what his father did. He did not do what his grandfather did, and in some ways he didn't do what his great grandfather did. But you know what? The Bible says he did do like David, his father, and that, of course, was his great grandfather. So I'm just making the point, you don't have to follow a certain pattern. You can certainly follow a good pattern if you have it, but if you don't, follow God's pattern, and it's there. All right, that's it for today. Hope you have a great day, safe day, healthy day, Lord willing. We'll be back tomorrow. Thank you for watching.